Hey YouTube, it's Florida Deere here again with a quick follow-up video on using your John Deere 1 Series as a side hustle. I went over some things, last time on the video about pricing and marketing and stuff like that. Just wanted to go through some tips and stuff like that. But first, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos similar to it, you can hit the subscribe button. So what have I learned so far using my John Deere 1 Series as a side hustle in the last, say, 5 to 6 months? You need to scale your work, scale your jobs, right? A lot of people will call me up and say, hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you do that? Sometimes the jobs are too small. That's rare. And sometimes the jobs can be too big, right? So we're dealing with John Deere 1 Series tractors here. You could throw in a Kubota BX or the other subcompacts for the other brands as well that would apply here. But basically, you're running 4-foot implements, 4-foot attachments here, tillers, bush hogs, box blades. I do have a 5-foot land plane. You can get away with 5-foot attachments as well, but generally speaking, what we're dealing with is 4-foot stuff here. So, if somebody calls you up and says, hey, can you, bush hog my 15-acre property? I mean, yeah, you could probably do that, with one of these tractors, but you're going to probably be be there all day or maybe 2 days to do that. Where it'd be better if they would just probably hire somebody with a larger tractor that's running like, a 6-foot, bush hog, or maybe even a 7-foot. Tractor probably runs a little faster, so they'll probably get done in like half the time. I mean, what are you going to do? Charge them double what the other guy is because it took you longer to do it? Or are you just going to charge them, what the other guy is, and you're going to be there twice as long as him and make no money? I don't know. So we have a little niche at this market, right? The market is, we can often do a lot of the same things that a lawn and garden tractor can do, or at least a bigger lawn and garden tractor. And then there's a fair number of space between, or fair amount of space between, what jobs that size tractor can do, and then what a bigger compact tractor can do. Like this is probably good for up to 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 acres for bush hogging. That might be at the upper limit, for a 4-foot. And but you can do those things. I mean, a lawn and garden tractor is not going to do those. So you just got to be sure that the job you're doing is a good job for your size tractor. And another thing you want to verify is, like say gate sizes. A lot of people have fenced backyards. A lot of the work you're going to be doing is in somebody's backyard. So you want to make sure that, you can get through the gate, that you can get to the job. I had a lady call me up, for a tilling job once, and I quoted her, probably, I think it was $80, and the tilling job took, about 15 minutes or maybe even less, I don't know. But the problem was, she said she had a big enough gate. I get there and she does not have a big enough gate. I needed 54 inches or really more to get the tiller through. It's a 48-inch tiller, but the casing is, basically 54 inches. She had a opening of 51 inches when we took the gate off, because the gate hinges made it like, 49 or something. And I did happen to have my pallet forks on that were actually 50 inches wide. So we took off the tiller. Now I have no ballast on the back. I'm lifting up, the tiller on the forks. I put the forks close together. We're able to shoehorn the tractor, the 50-inch tractor through a 51-inch opening. Had to dismount the tiller, remount, dismount to get it through again, and then remount it, which leads me to the other issue that I ended up leaving the other mistake that you can avoid. I ended up leaving the PTO half shaft on the ground when I loaded up the tractor on the trailer. Didn't realize it, was able to come back later, and it was still laying in their road. Nobody picked it up all day. I mean, it was a postage stamp kind of neighborhood, so I mean, it's not like any of them have a tractor like this, so I guess they didn't probably know what it was. Anyway, but initially I was like, there went, $100, $200 for that item. I screwed that up, Another item that I screwed up was when I cleaned out the tractor after a bush hogging job, I put the seat up and then cleaned everything out, and then ended up pulling a dipstick out and all that commotion, and apparently chucked that in the lady's yard. I get home, spraying down everything. It's a little hole, but I'm pretty sure some water got in there, so felt sick about it. Ended up doing a whole transmission service, which I think was $143, and that included the new dipstick. I mean, that's me doing the work, new filters, new fluid. These things take a fair amount of fluid, and then also the dipstick. So I ended up blowing almost everything I made on that job. The job went well though. But anyway, another thing you want to check on is the amount of space you have to work with, right? I showed up at one guy's house once and went to his backyard. He didn't have a gate, or didn't have a fence, so that was good. Got back there and everything was pretty tight. I did have the room I needed to work with, but I had to be real careful. Some people don't understand, when you get the loader, you get some ballast, or you get a bush hog or a tiller, these tractors are quite long, and so they can turn on a dime. They have excellent turning radius, but the problem is you're swinging large amounts of the tractor out in front and out in back of the tractor. So if you're not careful, you're going to hit stuff, knock stuff over. You're probably not going to damage your stuff, but you might clip their house, shed, cars, whatever else they have back there, trees, knock one of the lights off or something. So you got to be careful of that. You might want to ask, is there room to maneuver for my tractor? I need space to operate and do the thing you want to do. Incidentally, I got that job done quickly as well. That lady on the tilling job did pay me an extra $20, so for my extra hour of being there, I made a little extra money. This guy, the funny part about this guy, I got the job done so quickly, I ended up, just giving him a $25 break because I kind of felt bad. It took 18 minutes to finish the job. But he had it sort of tight. He had a shed over here, a shed here, a patio over here, and then had a trailer and some other stuff over. It was tight, but it was still doable. What experience do you have to do a job that you're being asked to do? They're going to expect you to have the experience, and if you don't have the experience, you might want to tell them, hey, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'll give you a discount or something like that. Whatever arrangement that you and the homeowner are happy with. What conditions are you going to be working with? I mean, I try not to work when the rain. I mean, it's Florida here, so sometimes I get stuck in it, but if it's going to rain, or if it has a pretty good possibility of it raining, the real good possibility, I'll cancel the job, do it another day. And that leads me to the next thing, is also conditionally is how wet is their land. I got stuck in one person's property. They, thank goodness, didn't have a fence or a gate. It was just an open backyard, so I had to get my truck back there and yank it out. It was a sad day, but I was able to fetch my own tractor. Didn't have to call my Kubota friend to help me fetch my green tractor out. So that was good. Do equipment checks. That PTO shaft, the dipstick. You want to make sure that you're leaving with everything that you arrived with. I can't think of anything else that I've left. I have picked up a couple things. Sometimes I have picked up a bunch of concrete to put in my ballast box from one of my customers. He was just looking to get rid of it, and I have a 505-pound ballast box now, and there was previously only 132. Bring tools and bring extra pins. If you're tilling something, you're eventually going to get a root stuck up in the tines. You're going to have to use a crowbar to snap that thing out of there. Get you back on the road to tilling. I had 2 blades get stuck together on a bush hog. I ended up needing a hammer. I didn't have one. I had to use a ratchet and busted the ratchet. It's a really nice ratchet. So I'm going to try to get it fixed. It's an American-made tool, which I don't think we have those too much anymore. Extra pins for the 3-point. When I'm bush hogging, I have lost about 3 pins in all the bush hog jobs I've done. So you want to be careful with that. If you have extras, and you're golden. If you don't have extras, then you're gonna, your thing's gonna be swaying back like crazy if you lose one. Bring sunscreen. Sometimes if you can, wear long pants. I can't always do that in Florida. I mean, I guess I could, but man, it's hot sometimes. So I don't feel like wearing pants, I wear shorts, you know, most of the time. About 11 months of the year here, I wear shorts. And we have two seasons in Florida. We have summer and we have January. Okay, that's kind of how the breakdown. Actually, we have second summer too. We're just coming out of second summer right now. But anyway, you know, you might want to have a hat unless you have a canopy. You know, you want to kind of stay out of the sun as much as you can. You know, just sometimes you get stuck out there longer than you think. So sometimes you're going to do a short job. You're not going to put sunscreen on. And I'm very, very much a super white guy. So, I mean, I burn in like 10 minutes or even faster, I think. So that's something you got to do is, just be careful of your conditions that you're going to be dealing in. You know, the area that you have to work in, you know, your accessibility to the area you're going to work in, you know, maybe where you can park. You might ask where, you know, the people where can I park when I show up? You know, tell them that, hey, listen, you know, the rig is, 40 feet long or something. So, you know, if you live in a cul-de-sac, it might be difficult. I might have to pull into your driveway or something like that. Just a lot of things to cover. I'm probably leaving some out, but I'm trying to spread as much wisdom as I can, tips, things that I've learned, you know, over the past, half year or so. If you've watching this video and you see something else that I've missed or left out, you know, put it in the comment section for me, and for others to see as well. I mean, hopefully we can help each other not make the same mistakes that each of us have made, and then we can have a little bit more, successful time protecting our investment here, protecting and valuing our time that we have in, and serving us our customers, our homeowners that we're working for as well. Anyways, again, if you like the video, hit the like button.